What's up, everybody? Glad to bring you guys another video. I'm here to bring you guys an updated decision on whether or not I'm going to be purchasing the Xbox Series S/X and the PlayStation 5 this generation within at launch or post-launch or quickly post-launch because the PlayStation 5 is coming out, I believe, November 13th. That's a Friday, and the Xbox Series S/X models are going to be coming out November 10th, so 3 days before Sony, and that's a Tuesday. And so I have decided, after giving it much thought between both platforms, I will not, and I repeat, I will not be purchasing either console. Now, I'm going to be making an exception for Sony, and I'm going to explain in a minute. But first, I want to deal with Xbox Series S/X. I had no desire for the S model. I looked at a lot of benchmarks and performance of Xbox Series S, like Gears of War 5, solid performances, games running at a 120 frames per second for Gears of War 5 at I think 180p resolution, which is fantastic. Prioritizing frame rates over resolution, and that's what any company should be doing when it comes to games. Always frame rate first. Always, or give us the option for performance modes. Like companies like Ninja, not Ninja, I was going to say Ninja Theory, Team Ninja, with Neo, there was an option for a graphics mode, either to play at 180p, you know what I'm saying, 30 frames per second, or 720p at 60 frames per second, something of that sort. You know what I'm saying? Or pretty much down, decrease the textures and the anti-stropic filtering and all that sort of stuff. So, and Neo it's not even a graphically heavy game whatsoever. I have Neo on PC and PlayStation 4. Neo, one of the greatest games I played this generation, but that came really, I would say, really late in the PlayStation 4's life cycle. But I got it on PC, and it's not graphically huge whatsoever. You know what I'm saying? So, but nevertheless, it's an amazing game. But that's not the point, though. The point is that for the Xbox Series S, it is a bargain. If you are a console gamer only, you don't care about PC, the Xbox Series S is a freaking bargain of a console. $300, you can play Gears of War 5 for 120 frames per second. I don't know if the benchmarks for like Rise of Tomb Raider, Sekiro, I don't know if we're going to be getting updated versions of performance updated versions for games like Dark Souls 3 multiplayer for Xbox Series S at 60 frames per second, because I think Sucker Punch came out and reported yesterday that Ghost of Tsushima is going to be getting a game boost for the PlayStation 5, and it's going to be 60 frames per second. Of course, we don't know if the 60 frames per second is going to be solid or not. It's going to be fluctuating, but we'll see how that goes, which is good, though. I'm glad we're finally getting out of this 30 frames per second mindset, and I hope to God that for Horizon 2 Forbidden West, it's 60 frames per second on PlayStation 5. I pray to God that they are not trying to put emphasis on the graphics and less on the frame rate, because that's just going to make me more upset. It's unacceptable. 30 frames per second needs to completely die off. Seriously. Okay, but back on topic, as I'm swaying. I'm just getting off. So I will not be getting the Xbox Series S/X because, number one, and I gave 3 reasons in one of my previous videos about the incentives to get an Xbox Series S/X, and that is the proprietary memory system, memory cards, very, very portable or transportable, very stable, and the amount of memory that's actually on those proprietary memory cards will not be cached to such a point that you're only going to be utilizing only like 700 gigabytes of hard drive space. So it's going to be very contained, like you use any type of external hard drive for your PC. Because I read a report, I think that Sony's PlayStation 5 is going to have only 650 gigabytes of freaking hard drive space at launch, which is completely unacceptable. So Microsoft is going to have more hard drive space for their custom 1 terabyte SSD at launch than Sony is. And so I'm like, this is insane. 660 gigabytes, like what? And so the good news is that both of them are going to be, both companies, Sony and Microsoft, are going to be expanding their memory options. I don't know if Microsoft is going to allow third-party external hard drives or they're going to be all proprietary, meaning coming from pretty much Microsoft, or maybe funded by Microsoft, whatever the case may be. So it's kind of basically the same situation with PlayStation Vita. Like you need to buy a PlayStation Vita memory cards. You can't use any other type of memory card in order to do it. Of course, people try to bypass that because they don't want to support Sony because their memory cards are insane. I mean, Sony has some of the most expensive memory cards for Vita, so that's why it pretty much died off, and that's why that's the reason why it was a joke. That's why the PSP was so superior to PlayStation Vita in every conceivable way, and I can testify to that because I had so many games for the PSP, and I was really disappointed with the Vita, with the exception of games like Persona 4 Gold and like Soul Sacrifice. But that was one reason for the Xbox Series X, the proprietary memory, Game Pass Ultimate. There are more titles for the Xbox One. I mean, sorry, Xbox Series S/X than there are for PC. But majority of those games are multiplayer already available on PC. I think about 80% of them, plus 90% of them maybe. And they don't even require, I think, Xbox Gold, if I'm not mistaken. And you get discounts along with it. And I want to say to Microsoft that their discounts are freaking insane when it comes to their games. They do way better than Sony. I saw Mortal Kombat 11 Aftermath, including including season 1, like all the content, whatnot, etc. For like $24. Like that's insane. Like I've never seen anything like that. And if you had Xbox Live Gold, you would got even a bigger discount for like $20. Like that's insanity. That's crazy deals. Microsoft and when I have an Xbox One, I was actually impressed with Microsoft having those huge discounts compared to Sony. And so I had to give props to Microsoft. You know what I'm saying? They're a way older company than Sony. They have way more stock. They have way more assets and basically way more net worth than, of course, the Sony. I think the net worth of Sony's like $8 billion, and Microsoft's like I don't know, like 300 billion. I don't know what it is, but you know, the point remains that Microsoft's able to afford all these things, and that's why they're buying all these studios like crazy, which is good. But the question is, I hope they'll utilize them. I hope they'll utilize the companies. I want to make a second video in regards to that, by the way. And then the third reason why I want to get an Xbox Series S/X was for the price of its performance, or I think what was it? I can't remember. I can't remember, but the price for its performance is quite decent for a console in terms of longevity. Of course, both these consoles the companies are going to be releasing new versions of these consoles, and they're probably going to be releasing a more powerful Xbox Series, I don't know, Y or something like that, or Z, whatever, Xbox Series Z, the most powerful console. And Xbox Series X, by the way, is more powerful than the PlayStation 5 when it comes to the specifications. But there's another reason I forgot about it. You know, it is, I can't remember the reason. It's from our previous video, so please forgive me. But there are 3 reasons, and maybe I'll add that as a 4th one. But yeah, that was the incentive to get Xbox Series X. But there are other incentives not to get Xbox Series S/X, and that is the first party, no exclusives, no incentive. There was an incentive to get an Xbox One for me because the Xbox One had Rise Center Rome. It had Dead Rising 3, Sunset Overdrive, Killer Instinct, one of the greatest fighting games of this generation. I have it on Steam. If you want to play against me, let me know in the comment section. What else? There's some other ones. Gears of War Ultimate Edition, Gears of War 4, but that made its way to Windows 10. And Gears of War 5 is now on Steam. I wonder if we'll ever get like an old school trilogy of Gears of War 1, 2, and 3 on Steam. That would be quick. That would be cool. But I'm fine if Microsoft doesn't want to do that. I'm sorry. Backwards compatibility. That was the other thing I forgot. Backwards compatibility. That was one of the biggest things also. And so even though that's pretty huge, still, nevertheless, that is not enough for me to pressure myself to go get an Xbox Series S/X. I believe the Xbox Series S/X are going to do freaking numbers. Microsoft is learning a lot from the mistakes of the Xbox One, and they're going to be doing wonders. I mean, I really can't get over the fact that the backwards compatibility games are doing so good. I mean, games like they did a lot of. I think Digital Foundry did a video a couple of days ago, or maybe like over a week ago. They tested games like Final Fantasy 15 and Monster Hunter World and Sekiro and Rise of the Tomb Raider. A lot of these people tried a lot of different games on this console, and they're running almost a solid 60 frames per second. I'm so glad that Monster Hunter World's getting pretty much solid 60 on Xbox One X. That's cool. That's freaking fantastic. I still have not purchased Monster Hunter World. I am looking forward, however, off topic, I am looking forward to Monster Hunter Rise on Switch. So I got that pre-order. I got the collector's edition. I'm a Monster Hunter fan. I love it. Love Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate. Love Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate. Love Monster Hunter Generations. I just love Monster Hunter, so I'm looking forward to Rise, and I'm looking forward to Monster Hunter Stories too. Have not played Stories 1 on 3DS though, but I will find time to get around to it before I pick that game up. Back on topic, so yeah, they test a lot of these games, and Sekiro is another one. Freaking look, it's pretty much almost perfect, solid 60. Just a few dips to 57. I know dropping 42 and 30. It's not, we have not seen that when it comes to the data from Digital Foundry. It's pretty much 57 to 60 across the board, and that is fantastic. Like I said, if I was a console-only gamer, I'll be Xbox Series X/X would be a day one buy. The PlayStation 5 would also be a day one buy. But I'm a PC gamer, and so I still am looking forward to getting the RTX 3080s. Nvidia came out and reported that upcoming weeks with select retailers like Best Buy, they're going to be releasing the RTX 30. They're going to be releasing more RTX 3080s. I just hope scalpers are not going to try to find a way to get these graphics cards. I just want to get one for myself. But I am patient with my 1070 Ti, which is doing wonders. And I want to test out with other games. I'm going to be testing out with Shadow of Tomb Raider soon, because I've not played that game. Being the Tomb Raider reboot and Rise of Tomb Raider multiple times, but a Shadow of Tomb Raider, I have not played at all yet, and so I can't wait to see how that game runs. Saw some performances of that game, and it looks very well good. I'm playing Serious Sam 4 with my 1070 Ti is doing fantastic. It looks fantastic, and so there's no huge massive, there is an incentive, huge incentive to get the RTX 3080. But I'm more pressured to try to look for acquiring one of those than actually trying to get one of these next gen consoles. So I want to say that Microsoft is going to be doing well this generation. It looks like we're now going to have some real competition. I hope we do. I hope this generation is going to be like the Xbox 360 versus the PlayStation 3 versus the Nintendo Wii. I hope we get that. And Nintendo's come, and there's some leaks going around that Nintendo's going to be releasing a more powerful Nintendo Switch Pro, which I will be getting because I want a more powerful system. Absolutely, from Nintendo. But if the Nintendo Switch Pro comes out, you better believe that I will be getting that seriously. And I wonder what games are going to be utilizing that. I hope the Nintendo Switch Pro is not going to be like this game, like Metroid Prime 4 is going to be only playable on the Nintendo Switch Pro, kind of like Xenoblade Chronicles. And I think, what's the other title that was on the 3DS? Were only playable on the new Nintendo 3DS and not available on the regular original Nintendo 3DS. They were not able to handle that due to the CPU and all that sort of stuff. So I will not be getting Xbox Series S/X. I will be waiting a good 3 to 4 years before deciding to get an Xbox Series S/X. I will. But one thing I'm also going to be looking at is also the updated listings of the backwards compatibilities games for the OG Xbox, the 360, and the Xbox One. Of course, Microsoft's already confirmed that all Xbox One games are going to be backwards compatible, so that's out the window. Okay, so bam, that's one generation gone. 360 games, and I really want to see more OG Xbox games just get way more backwards compatibility. Microsoft needs to really home on OG Xbox games, really, because I'm telling you, once they do, how should I say, the worth of OG Xbox games are going to increase, and people are going to be buying games off the internet. Now, I will say this though. Maybe if Microsoft brings Time Splitters 2 and Time Splitters Future Perfect as backwards compatibility games from the OG Xbox, that really may incentivize me to go out and get an OG Xbox. I mean, so I like to get an Xbox Series S/X. Just saying, that's one of the greatest games I've ever played, and so I'm just saying. So yeah, so good luck to Microsoft this generation with the console war per se. And but I will be waiting to get one, but I will be acquiring one. I will not be as quick to acquire one like I did. I will not be as quick as to acquire the Xbox Series S/X like I did with the Xbox One, where we actually had first party exclusives. And games like games like Crackdown 3 were going to come out and Scale Down, but we didn't expect these games were going to be delayed for that long. I mean, and Fable Legends. I mean, think about that for a moment. You had Sunset Overdrive, you had a Rise Son of Rome, you had Killer Instinct, you had Gears of War Ultimate, you had Gears of War 4, and then of course the PC version came later, or maybe it may have been launched. I could be wrong. You had oh man, what else? You had I think it said Sunset. I think I already said Sunset Overdrive. You had Forza 7, no, Forza 5, okay, 6, 7, Horizon Series 2, 3 before they started making their way to Windows 10. There's no Forza on Steam yet, so maybe that's a possibility in the future. What else was there? There was there was I think it said Dead Rising 3. There were some other titles. Fable Legends canceled. Crimson Dust, Crimson Dust, yeah. Was that called? What's it called? No, Phantom Dust. Phantom Dust. That was an OG Xbox game that was going to be remastered. Got canceled. Scale Down got canceled, and Crackdown 3 was delayed for so long. And so, if Microsoft was able to bring all those games, and let's say all 9 of those games were only on Xbox One to this very day, I would have kept my Xbox One. I would have kept it. Like you giving me a incentive to keep your console, but now y'all just releasing everything on PC, and so now I'm not, as a PC gamer, I'm not quick to rush out and get your console. Backwards compatibility, like I said, is a huge reason to get an Xbox Series S/X. So that's across multiple generations, and so I'm going to be watching Microsoft update the list of those OG Xbox games and 360 games over to Xbox Series S/X, and I hope we start seeing games that were 30 frames per second pretty much get unlocked and start making them starting becoming 60 frames per second games, or even get updated performance modes. So we'll see how that goes. Now, and so don't expect me to get an Xbox Series S/X on this channel until 2023/2024, 3 to 4 years. 3 to 4 years. That is reasonable. And so people are like, oh man, so like you gonna be making a jump. I had made a promise to a friend that I'll be getting a PlayStation 5 when Horizon 2 Forbidden West was going to come out. But when we found out that game was going to be coming to PS4, I had to break that promise. Like, no, now you giving me no incentive. I thought that was going to be a PS5 exclusive. Yeah, I'm not buying a PlayStation 5 just to play the better version. I have my PS4 and I can just play the game right here. I'm playing at 30 frames per second, and we know Horizon uses a graphically heavy engine. You know what I'm saying? It's probably going to be using even more power of the PlayStation 4, and it's going to be a solid 30 frames per second, which I'm content with. You know what I'm saying, with a game like that. So I'm not going to be incentivized to get a PlayStation 5 now. That's a PlayStation console exclusive now. So PlayStation 5, same thing. Okay, it's going to be a 3-4 years. Now there was some news. Like I said, I reported earlier about Ghost of Tsushima. Sony is going to be taking Sony is going to report that there's going to be some thing called game boosts, and basically those games that were like 30 frames per second, or they were unlocked, or that they were dipping below 30 frames per second at times, they're basically not steady. They are going to be getting a superior version, so like 60 frames per second mode for these games. First game I think that was reported was Ghost of Tsushima, and that game is going to have a 60 frames per second option on the PlayStation 5. So I gotta give props to that. I have still yet to play that game, but I will not be getting a PlayStation 5, and so I will be playing Ghost of Tsushima on PlayStation 4 at 30 frames per second. So, to replay it on PlayStation 5, that's going to be cool. So don't expect a PS5 version. Just expect a superior version on PlayStation 4. So take your PS4 disc and just bam, put it in PlayStation 5, hopefully. And Demon Souls remake. And that's about it. And Demon Souls is huge. So I acquired a copy. I had pre-ordered a copy for like $50 off of Walmart. But I'm going to be getting the copy and selling it on eBay or something like that for $60. You know what I'm saying? Making a good $10. You know what I'm saying? Just I dip into my pocket, including profits and whatnot. So, because the game is going to be $70. And I just hope that like we don't see next generation every game is going to be $70. So take that into consideration. but that's about it. We know there are new God of War is coming, God of War 5, or they call it, or God of War 2, or they're going to give the news call the God of War a subtitle. They have to, at the very minimum. So, I guess that's so far what we have. And so, what I've also observed from Sony, when having the PlayStation 3, I got my PS5 in 2015. Oh, I'm sorry, 2014. But think I got this. I traded in for the slim version from 2015. So sorry, the end of 2015. In my catalog of games, and looking at what Sony had released at that time frame, Sony had a desert. Sony had a really bad desert when it comes to games. The notable games that came out from the launch of the 2000 from the launch of the PlayStation 4 in November 2013 to the end of 2015 were games like Infamous Second Son. So I'll try to do it in chronological order. 2013 at launch, we had Drive Club, we had Killzone Shadowfall, Resogun, and Knack. Okay. Then 2014 we had Infamous Second Son. I can't remember any other games. Infamous First Light DLC, exclusive of indie titles on PSN Plus like Towerfall Ascension, Dead Nation. I think that was actually in 2013. I could be wrong. Metal Gear Solid Ground Zeroes, but that was a multi-plat. But nevertheless, though, I did not have an Xbox One, so I got it on PlayStation 4. And that was not available on PC. And so knowing Metal Gear, no, that's pretty much a PlayStation console or a PlayStation known IP. So that's the case right there. And Konami decided to make it multiplayer instead of making it exclusive. And 2015, that's when the big hitter came, Bloodborne. But that game did not sell a lot of copies. That game sold I think 2 million copies, and I think to this day Bloodborne's only sold like 3 million plus copies, and it's just it's sad, man. Like an IP like that when it came to the desert of the PlayStation 4. And please, in the comment section, if I'm forgetting some games that came out in 2014 that were huge, please put it in the comment section and remind me. But there was some huge desert at the end of 2015. You got Little Big Planet 3. That's another one. That came also on PlayStation 3. That was a console exclusive. You know what I'm saying? There were some other IPs that got confirmed, like Persona 5 trailer, back in that time before it got released in 2017. But, you know what I'm saying? Like still. And I think Persona 5 actually got delayed. I think it was going to come out in 2016, but it got delayed. But hey, it is what it is. So, Sony had Sony had a desert when it came to their IPs from 2013 to 2015. So I'm going to be waiting also 3 to 4 years to get a PlayStation 5. And if at that time and acquiring a PlayStation 5 is still going to be difficult and people are scalping the consoles, then I'll just keep waiting until Sony has a demand, because otherwise your competition is going to be outselling you. You know what I'm saying? And also acquiring the Xbox Series S/X is also demanding, but not as difficult as a PlayStation 5. I think everybody wants to get that PS5. But I'll be at launch for the PlayStation 5. I will be having one, but I will be selling it. And so, if anyone in the comment section wants a PS5, you know what I'm saying? Well, I can sell it to you, especially if I know you on YouTube for a long time. I can sell it to you at a reasonable price. You can send me my money on a PayPal or something like that. We can do some transaction, or I'll sell on eBay for like a good $800, $900. Because I know, and I know people are saying, "Oh, that's scalping," but there's a huge demand for it. That's economics. And so, I can make a good 200, even $100 off just getting rid of this PlayStation 5 and bundling it with a copy of Demon's Souls Remake for cheap. You know what I'm saying? So I have no incentive to I won't say I don't have a huge incentive to stick with the PlayStation 5. So both consoles I will not be acquiring at launch. Post-launch, it will be about a good 3 to 4 years. So expect me to still be on Xbox Live for Xbox One, or should I say for basically Windows 10. Expect me to be on PlayStation 4, and expect me to keep on playing my Nintendo Switch online, and most importantly, expect me to stick on Steam, PC Master Race, right? So I will not be acquiring either console at launch. And so we know that down the line, there's going to be some custom Xbox Series X. There's going to be some incentives. Halo Infinite, That I have, yeah, that, some other stuff. So we'll see how things go when it comes to the PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X in the next couple of years. But another incentive, had Microsoft kept this exclusive, was Fable, and I think Playground Games is going to be taking care of that. But and they thank God again, I say that they completely destroy the rumors that it's going to be an MMO or some sort. Thank goodness that's not going to be the case. So this is going to be a traditional Fable game. I don't know if they're going to call it Fable 4, or there's going to be a remake, or they're going to give some type of subtitle, but Fable is necessary by Microsoft. And again, they're acquiring all of these companies like Bethesda. I think they already put Doom Eternal on Xbox Game Pass, which is freaking crazy already. Expect, jokes aside, Elder Scrolls 5 Skyrim. Expect Elder Scrolls 6 exclusive on Xbox Series X. Now, man, you know for a fact that they're not going to be stop. They're not going to be preventing the PC gamers. They're not going to be doing that at all, at all. You know what I'm saying? That would be absolutely stupid. That would be so dumb for Microsoft to do that. So you expect all these games overwhelmingly to come on PC, especially like Obsidian's new IP, Avowed. Other IPs that Microsoft has are going to be up for the debate, like a Hellblade 2. And so we'll see how that goes. But Microsoft, man, and they do not utilize these companies that they bought. Man, God, they got to be stupid. Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to, I hope it's not in the same situation where it's like Rare. They bought Rare. They got all these IPs like Conquer and Perfect Dark and Killer Instinct and, all these IPs, and they don't do pretty much nothing with them. And like they did some good with games like Conquer and Killer Instinct for sure. I think Perfect Dark was like abysmal, and that was some bad service. That was really bad. That was really bad. Viva Pinata. People may laugh at that, but yeah, I hope that that the studios that Microsoft acquired are taking full advantage of, and there's going to be some quality control, and they're going to be coming out with some good freaking exclusives. You know what I'm saying? Hey, look, if Elder Scrolls 6 exclusive on Xbox Series X, that's it. People are going to be like, nah, man, nah. Or Avowed, Obsidian's new RPG, or the new Doom, or Fallout. Xbox Series X, that is going to be huge. Or better yet, ooh, Fallout New Vegas 2. Fallout New Vegas 2. Ooh, boy, I tell you, man. Ooh, that is gonna be huge. That is gonna be huge, man. So that I'm done having this discussion, folks. So people are like, oh man, I expect to be on PS5, but I will not be on PlayStation 5. I will not be on Xbox Series S/X. So I will not be. I may try Xbox Game Pass. I may actually do it, especially with the achievements. You know what I'm saying? I actually may do it today and be Resident Evil 7 literally by the end of the day. Okay, and so I'm looking forward to trying it. They released it on PC, so I'm gonna give it a trial. I'm gonna try it out and see how it goes. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm going to probably make a second video in regards to the topic I wanted to cover was uh, oh man, what was it? My memory, I'm so bad. Please forgive me, but I'll find it. And so I hope you guys enjoyed this. Please have a good one.